Welcome back to The Pivotal Point. I'm your host, Dwayne Barnes, and if you've been tuning in, you already know this isn't just a podcast. It's a liberation healing space, a place to reclaim your story, your spirit, and your sovereignty. And today, we're talking about something that's often ignored in the grind of survival. Your needs, not your wants, not your preferences, but your emotional, physical, and spiritual needs. The ones your soul has been whispering about for years. This episode is about honoring those needs. It's about breaking through shame, rewriting the needy narrative, and stepping into the power of self-awareness, emotional healing, and inner peace. Because here's the truth. When you learn to identify, honor, and express your needs, you set yourself free. Let's get into it. So let's start with what many of us have never heard growing up. Your needs are sacred. They're not a sign of weakness. They're not annoying, dramatic, or too much. No, they're a sign that you're alive, that your spirit is still speaking. But here's what happens in the real world, especially in systems built on patriarchy, hustle culture, or trauma. You're taught to suppress your needs, to act like you're always okay, to perform strength even when you're breaking inside. When you do express a need, people might call you needy. Let's pause on that. What does being needy really mean? Most of the time, it's used to shame someone who is reaching for connection, safety, or reassurance. But the deeper truth? Needy is just a label we slap on people whose emotional needs were never honored. So now they're finally trying to be seen. But that's it. And instead of judging that, we could ask, what need is trying to be met here? Has this need ever been safely acknowledged? That's where real healing begins. That's emotional intelligence. Well, now, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not a clinical counselor. I'm an everyday man who's done his healing work, lived the lessons, and now shares the wisdom that's changed my life. So everything I say here is coming from soul experience, not a certificate. And if what I share resonate with you, beautiful. Take it in. If not, leave it with love. But just know that what I'm offering is truth, not titles. And if you ever want to go deeper, I offer freedom coaching sessions to help you reconnect with your truth, your clarity, and your courage. Now let's break down the core categories of human needs. And I'm not just going to list them. I want you to feel them. Ask yourself, do I give myself permission to need this? A need for connection, acceptance, affection, belonging, empathy, respect, to be seen, to be understood, to be loved. You see, when these needs are unmet, we isolate, we overgive, or choose validation from people who can't give us what we deserve. We all need to feel accepted, not just tolerated, but genuinely welcomed. Affection reminds us that our presence matters. Acceptance, affection, connection speaks to our value. Belonging tells us you're not alone. When you feel close to someone, when someone chooses to see you, to really know you, it heals something deep. Because we're wired for companionship, mutuality, trust. Connection isn't clingy, it's human. And without it, we isolate, we overperform, we chase validation. But when connection is healthy, it grounds you. It says, you're not in this alone. Honesty. A need for honesty, authenticity, integrity, truth. We need safe spaces to be real. Because without honesty, we live behind masks and connection becomes shallow. We need to live in truth. That means authenticity, not hiding. Integrity, keeping your word with yourself and others. Presence, being here, not distracted, not fake. You see, when honesty is missing, your relationships become shallow. And worst of all, you begin to lose track of yourself. Now, honesty isn't about being brutal or harsh. It's more about sacred alignment. And when you're honest, you breathe easier. You show up real. Honestly. A need for peace. I need peace, harmony, ease, balance, inspiration. We need stillness to feel ourselves. If your life feels like chaos, ask yourself, what peace am I not allowing myself to claim? And peace is more than silence. It's a felt sense of ease. Balance between doing and resting. Harmony in your relationships and your inner world. Beauty that feeds your spirit. Inspiration that moves your soul. Without peace, life feels like survival mode 24/7. I lived it. Survival mode 24/7. Thank goodness I am free from that. But when you prioritize peace, you remember you're not here to just push. You're here to be. And then there's a need for physical well-being, sleep, nourishment, shelter, touch, movement. These aren't just extras, no, they're your foundation. They take care of the body that carries your soul. And let's get real, some of us ignore our basic bodily needs until we crash. Air, water, food, movement, rest, touch. These are not just extras. As I said, no, they are not rewards for being productive. They're foundational. Your nervous system needs rhythm. Your body needs nourishment and stillness. You deserve shelter that feels safe. We deserve warm hands, healthy sleep, and space to breathe. And then there's play, a need for play. Fun, joy, laughter. Play is not childish, it's spiritual. It reawakens creativity and reminds us we're more than our productivity. We need fun and laughter and spontaneity. Play is your inner child stretching its legs. It's dancing for no reason. It's joy without productivity. We're not just meant to grind through life. We were meant to feel alive. And play heals the parts of you that had to grow up fast. If that's your journey. Some people didn't have to grow up fast, but some people like me had to grow up fast. And play is healing the parts of me that had to grow up fast. I had to learn to play because I was just so focused on survival mode. So I now know that it is necessary for me to play, to have fun, to have joy, to have laughter. And then there's a need that we have for meaning, growth, purpose, learning, contribution. We need to know that we matter, that we're a part of something deeper than just surviving. This is our soul food. We need to grow, to contribute, to feel like you matter. We need creativity and purpose and clarity. See, when you're disconnected from meaning, you can have everything on paper and still feel empty. But when you're connected to purpose, even pain becomes powerful. Because your life just begins to make sense. And then there's the need for autonomy, freedom, choice, space. You're not here to be controlled. You have a right to your boundaries. You have a right to your voice. And you have a right to your time. You have the right to choose, to say yes or no. You need space. You need the freedom to express who you are without apology. Because without autonomy, even love can feel like a trap. But with it, you can breathe. You reclaim your voice, your boundaries, your life. Connection, honesty, peace, physical well-being, play, meaning, autonomy. I need connection. I need honesty. I need peace. I need physical well-being. I need play. I need meaning. I need autonomy. We need connection. We need honesty. We need peace. We need physical well-being. We need play. We need meaning. We need autonomy. So here's a pivotal point. When you honor your needs, you stop abandoning yourself for approval. You stop begging for crumbs of love and start sitting at the table of self-respect. Self-awareness is the bridge. Clear communication is the tool. And self-compassion is the way through. So ask yourself, What's one need I've been suppressing out of shame? And what might change if I choose to honor it? You are not too much. You are not too needy. You are needing. And your needs deserve to be met with compassion, not judgment. Healing begins with honesty. And nothing is more honest than saying, I have needs and I'm ready to honor them. So take a breath. Name what you need. Speak it out loud. And trust that honoring your needs is not selfish. It's sacred, spiritual. I'm Dwayne Barnes. This is The Pivotal Point with Dwayne Barnes. And until next time, stay loyal to your soul. Stay rooted in your truth, in your needs, and remember, what you need is sacred. It's spiritual. If this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who's learning to reclaim their needs, and leave a review and subscribe, and connect with me on Instagram at Dwayne Barnes. And if you're ready to go deeper into your healing journey, check out my one-on-one freedom coaching sessions at authordwaynebarnes.com. Until next time, honor your needs, please.